Hi guys, hope you are all well. We are live here on Facebook for episode 4 of Lockdown Live Sessions, and hopefully this time, having done a quick test run, it will work. So we have got a lot coming up on the show for you this evening. We are talking about how social media impacts on the image of someone off of the back of reality TV, such as The Circle and Big Brother. We are going to be talking a little bit about how shows such as Love Island and other dating shows contribute to the perception of someone's image based on their appearance. We're going to have my top 5 film and TV of the week a little bit later in the show, and then hopefully after that we will be going into what we're going into next week. So good evening to everyone that's there. What we're going to do, just because we are a little bit behind now, is instead of doing the little chat at the beginning about what like the image of social media and things like that, we're going to go straight to Katie's interview, and we are going to, I'm just going to add her onto camera now, so if you bear with me 1 second, approve and add. Just going to wait for Katie to come on now, and we're going to do her interview straight away. Evening!
Hi Cam!
Finally figured it out. How are you, Katie? You all right?
I'm really good, lovely. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Oh, pleasure.
It's been one of those shows that I have been excited to do since I asked you. I had to keep it reasonably quiet up until a few weeks back, until we kind of confirmed it all up. I know we were supposed to have Woody on today, but unfortunately for reasons he didn't want to disclose, he can't be here. But we have you, which is good, and we are going to have a nice little chat about all things The Circle, your opinions on the image that reality TV can have on, like...
Are you ready for my opinion, though?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for your opinion, because you obviously went into... You've got a very strong opinion on kind of what, like the perceptions of people's image based on social media. But firstly, what made you apply for The Circle?
Do you know what? It's quite fun. I loved series 1.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved series 1. And it's really funny, actually, because it came from me going on Lorraine Live having a haircut. That's how it started. And then I got quite a few casting agencies follow me, and one of them was The Circle. And
Right.
it said, and I thought, oh my God, they're doing another one, I'm going to apply. And it just went from there. I applied. I thought nothing of it. I literally didn't get a call for 6 months later.
Really?
Yeah, I
completely
completely...
quite quiet for those 6 months that you'd even applied, or did you shout about it? Or...
Oh, I told everyone I applied. When I got a call to say we want a Skype audition, I wasn't allowed to tell anyone, which was really difficult.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
bet it was, because you're so built up with excitement. You're thinking, I really want to tell someone, and
Yeah, 100%.
and you can't. I mean, what? So obviously you went in as Jay, your son. Was that your original plan? What was the kind of reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I mean, the whole program is about catfishing, you know, and it wouldn't be fun if you went in as yourself. Everyone wants to go in as themselves because it's easy. But I tell you, if you ever apply, do not go as a catfish, because it is harder than you can imagine.
Is it? I mean, it did look quite hard, and obviously you were playing your son, which it seems to be the same. Obviously, it's a different generation. It's a different generation of language. It's a different generation of sort of behaviours. There's quite a lot different about playing someone that is younger. So what kind of, and you were one of those differences that you were almost, no, I've been dying to have a chat to you about this, you've been almost noted for, was hashtag using, hashtag everything, hashtag all, hashtag the, hashtag time. Katie was kind of almost infamous for using hashtags on every single word.
Because I didn't really know what hashtags were, I'm not going to lie, right? And everyone was using hashtags, and apparently it's the in thing to do on social media. And I honestly, and my hand on my heart, didn't realise that Instagram was all about hashtags. I mean, I had 200-300 followers on Instagram before I went on The Circle. I didn't know you post a photo and put a hashtag. I didn't even have a clue. So, and I was like, oh, right. So you've got to add a hashtag. I mean, I've got no one to talk to. You've got to have everyone was hashtagging. So I did it for think.
And another question on that is, did you make kind of, obviously you were with a group of absolutely wonderful people, including the lovely Woody, including Tim, all of those. Did you make any connections kind of early on? Did you have any suspicions early on? Kind of how did your sort of explain the experience really? Explain kind of how, you know, what your experience was in the circle and how different it was to what we could see.
It's so hard because, if I'm really honest, I thought Tim was a catfish. I thought Woody was a catfish. The people that I thought were catfishes and the people that I thought weren't was the complete opposite. And yet I thought I was a good judge of character and thought I'm going to know. I honestly, Woody is the most intelligent man I've ever met for his age. And but the way he spoke, I assumed he was 40. And Tim, I just can't be real. Because I've never met anyone like him in my life. He just can't be real. And he was so real.
Oh, bless you. No, it's
so wrong.
It's really hard, isn't it? Because obviously not only are you going in as someone else, you've kind of got that added level of perception, really. I mean, what were your opinions on social media before you were and during your application process compared to what they are now? So is there any difference?
Sorry, I've just seen Nigel's comment.
Let's have a quick look.
Sorry, what was the question? That's just made me laugh.
What was I'm just trying to look for that now. What was your media going into the circle? Did they change coming out of the circle? Kind of what was your sort of thought process?
You know what? I'm not. You know, I'm 44 years old. I'm into social media until now. So, like I say, Instagram, couple of hundred. But I did social media, if I'm honest, mainly because I had a business.
Right.
So my social media focused on my salon, not personal. So it was so new to me. And then suddenly everything's about social media, and it has taught me anyone can be anyone. Let's face it, anyone can be anyone. And it was a lot of parents did say to me, they're glad their children watched it because it proves anyone can be anyone. And they don't know who they're talking to behind that screen. So it has changed my mind a lot. Yeah. And social media is now important to me because I'm on it all the time, as you know. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
We're going to go on to TikTok in a minute because your TikToks are, for those of you, I'll let Katie do a little plug in a bit, but for those of you that have TikTok that don't follow Katie, please go and follow her after this show because, oh my goodness, it's incredible.
I'm an addict.
No, it is. Speaking as someone who actually now also has TikTok, it is one of those things I find you protest about for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm not going to be on it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give in. And then suddenly you're almost encapsulated in an addiction, effectively.
You know what? And I literally, my son really wanted to be on it, and I just thought, what is he going to be watching? So I was like, what's he looking? What sort of things is he going to put on there? So I was like, I've got to join to be able to watch him. Next meeting, I'm having a little play, and that's it. Next meeting, 300 videos later in 2 months.
Nice. I mean, I guess that's really, really quite interesting, actually. And we'll touch back onto that in a second because I'm just read Martin's comment on about some kind of social media and his sort of views on it. It's scary. My photos have been stolen so many times and fake accounts created. There's a straight version of me out there somewhere. So that kind of highlights the dangers of social media, really, doesn't it? And highlights the dangers of catfishing. And Martin, can I just say thank you very much for sharing your kind of experience with social media, because it is a scary world out there, you know. And
definitely, it's very scary, especially when it comes to the kids.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Because obviously you've got quite young children who have grown up in a world that is almost exposed to social media.
Do you know what? It's funny you should say that because my 10-year-old son doesn't believe me that I didn't have a mobile phone when I was his age.
Oh, really?
He's just like, well, of course you did. I'm like, no, I didn't. Well, how did you phone your friends? Well, I didn't. He had to knock on their door. He's like, but you must have had a phone. No, I didn't. We had a pay phone in our house because there was too many kids using the phone. He doesn't get it. So that, they don't realise how lucky they are.
Oh, bless him. And that really kind of highlights the generational difference as well as to how kind of social media and contacting has sort of evolved over the years. You know, we've gone from kind of sticking 50 in a meter to call your friend for 2 minutes, to being able to ping them a message on Facebook or WhatsApp to say, do you fancy a swift one down the pub on Friday?
Yeah,
Well,
it
obviously
is. It's
not,
mental.
but yeah, no, it is. I mean, another question, kind of going back to the interview, because we digress, as you know, I like to do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
What was Jay's perception of your time on the circle? Obviously, you went in as Jay, who is your 25-year-old son.
He's 26 now, but he was 25.
Now.
Hi, Mum. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so you went in as your now 26-year-old son. And why? Firstly, why did you do that? I know you covered it slightly, but why specifically your son? And secondly, what was his perception of your time on the circle?
Do you know what? It was hard actually, because obviously I've got 2 older sons, so I had to choose one.
Yeah.
And the reason I chose Jay, and it's funny actually, because me and Harry are very alike.
Yeah.
But I chose Jay because I've known him longer, because he's older. And I honestly thought I knew him inside and out, and I just thought I knew him better. No. But do you know what? I thought, I came out the circle thinking, is Jay going to be embarrassed like the way I was, and he wasn't. He was so proud. And I said, I hope I didn't make you look small. He's like, Mum, not at all. I'm so proud of you. Because everyone always thinks that I've embarrassed him. They're like, oh, what does Jay think? And, is he embarrassed? And he's not. He's literally, Mum, you're cool. I'm proud. He's really supportive. And he found it funny.
And that's really humbling. I mean, I have to ask, I know we touched on this already, but what did he say about the hashtag?
Probably, Mum, you're a twat.
Oh, bless him. Sorry about the language there, guys. I know it's just before watershed, but we're good. The odd bomb isn't too bad. I just have to put that out there for those of you that are watching with children. So, kind of, I think for me, like the biggest thing for me about your time on the circle is the fact that I think you went far too soon. I don't think we got to see enough of you. We got to see you trying to be someone, and you were actually, in my opinion, and guys, if you guys were watching, kind of feel free to pop your opinions in there. But in my opinion, we got to see you trying to be Jay, and you were just coming out of your shell, and kind of just getting the hang of it, and then you were in the circle in kind of like your second week, I think, wasn't it? And
yeah, I think I did 21 days. I think I did
21 days, and so if you went back in there, because I mean, 3 weeks is a long time, but in that environment, kind of in the court, considering the show's on for like a month and a half, it's not that long. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you went back in there, kind of, well, as Jay or as yourself, what would you do differently?
Oh, do you know what? I could write a list, Adam. I could write a list. Number one, I'd go in as myself. 100%. I'm a very opinionated person. You get to that age, you don't care what anyone else thinks of you, and I would find it so easy. I would find it so easy to be me. That's my first mistake. I have asked to go back in as me, and they said blatantly, no, never again. I just wish I was me. I wish I just was me, but being Jay and just being, right, this is who I am, being quite girly maybe. I don't know. I just tried too hard. I think I tried. And every time someone types something, you have to think, right, it's not me saying it. This is Jay. What would Jay say? And if I'm honest, I don't know what he'd say. And every question, I didn't know what he'd say. So I just had to make up a load of shit.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of, it's one of the things that you risk, isn't it? You kind of, you're not 100% sure going in as someone else. You think you know them, and then when you get into that situation, it's just like, oh wow, okay.
Like, so hard. Never again. I so want to go back in as me, but if I'm honest, Callum, I've got 2 young kids. The time I was in there, I mean, you have to go in hiding before, hiding after. It was too long. No mobile phone, no TV. It's a lonely place, the circle. It was very lonely. I couldn't wait to come out and see everyone. It was just too long with no contact.
Oh, bless you. I mean, I guess that leads really nicely on to my next question. But before I ask that, I'm just going to touch on Nigel's comment, who says that the buttons are open now to get booked in. My response to that is that I actually currently live in Leicester, which is still locked down. So unfortunately, I can't get a haircut just yet. Because Leicester's the only place in the
Oh
country.
God, yes, you're Leicester.
Yeah, I am. So unfortunately, I can reassure you there, though, Nigel. The minute the barber's open, I will be getting a haircut because I miss my
Nigel,
roots are coming through. So I will be getting my hair done as soon as I can.
I forgot you're still locked down, Callum.
We are, yes, we are. Next review's due on the 1st of August, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got it.
Pretty heavy, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's we'll just sit in the house with our squash, watching other people drinking pints in the pub. It's fun.
Yeah, got it. I'd be devastated if that was me.
So I think what kind of what you were saying earlier about how the circle is a very lonely and isolating place. How it's a very interesting question. How does that compare to that little thing that's going on? I think it's called lockdown. That global thing. How does
that one? Oh, that one.
So how does the circle compare with?
It's really funny actually, because so much has gone on from coming out the circle that suddenly it literally went to lockdown. If I'm honest, it was lockdown for me, lockdown in luxury, because I was used to being locked down with no TV, no phone, no family. I was locked down here at home with my family, my phone, social media, and everything around me. So I thought it was luxury, and to be honest, I really enjoyed lockdown. Quality time. Doing quality time with the family. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, what got you through lockdown? Obviously, you're kind of down south, and you guys have opened up a little bit more now. But kind of in the first few months, what kind of got you through lockdown?
TikTok.
I knew you were going to say that, and that's really, really good. What made you get a TikTok account? Apart from obviously your son, was that the reason, or was that kind of?
It was my only reason. I mean, he's not really allowed to be on there. He's sort of a year younger than what he should. But you can't let him go on TikTok without seeing what they're posting. So I can see what he posts, and it was just, I was quite worried about it, but all his friends had it, and I thought, well, I'll just join videos, but I just didn't even get it, and I started playing around with it, and I was like, Rocky, how did you do that? He showed me how to do one. I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. And then I started watching other people's, like on it all day, watching other people's, like, this is brilliant. So literally from that, it does make you realize what you've got 100%. 100%.
No.
Oh, thanks, Nigel.
What did I say? Oh, you should have won. Send. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think.
Yeah, I should have won. I think we should do a rematch.
And you know what? That's actually a really interesting point, because, and now that you are no longer tied down to the circle, I can actually ask you this, which is really, really good. Your views on the final, because in my personal opinion, again, those that watch, please do feel free to give your opinions. I personally thought it all ran in absolute reverse, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot, to be honest. Yeah, it was very, very random.
I definitely didn't expect Paddy to win. I definitely didn't expect Woody or Tim to be 4th and 5th. What was your sort of view on the whole?
I actually thought Woody would win.
Yeah.
Woody is genuinely, inside and out, the nicest person you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
You'd think, having famous parents, he is, oh, you could squeeze him. He is the cutest, nicest thing. I'd loved him to win. But and everyone thought Tim was win. Everybody thought Tim was going to win.
Yeah, I must admit, so did I.
I'd have liked a catfish to win, just to prove anyone can be anyone.
Yeah.
So Sammy James, I'm really close with Sammy James. He was an amazing catfish, and he deserved to win because of the hard work. Because I think the other contestants don't realise that how much harder it was for us. We had to put in so much effort. Every day we had to think of our answers, yet they're just sat there going, being themselves, saying whatever they want. We all had to think about our answers. And catfishes deserve to win because it's so hard. We should have been paid to go on it. It was so hard.
Obviously, Alex / Kate won Series 1. So, it's done. But I guess, as you've said, it's very, very, it's a lot more difficult because you're almost active. And
Yeah.
you know,
And
it's
I'm not
almost,
no actress.
yeah, it's almost like kind of just,
Although I am.
you are now, Katie. You know, you are now. You know, so with TikTok, what's been your sort of, what have you enjoyed the most about it? What have you not enjoyed about it? Kind of what's because it's a very, it's a fairly new kind of form of social media.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's quite funny actually, because all I see on TikTok, I mean, you're on TikTok, you know, you see a lot of hate. There's
Yeah.
And touch wood, I've not had any. But even Instagram, I've had one hate on Instagram, but I loved it because he's the guy that gives all the hate to the celebrities. So when he did me, I was actually really flattered. I was like, I've got hate.
Yeah.
But I've not. I don't say it. They slag your video off. I've just had really nice people. Really lucky.
And I guess, you know, it is, on the flip side of that, it is also an absolute sort of fairground, if you like, for people spreading love and positivity. I mean, I did one a couple of weeks ago about mental health,
Okay.
to the background music of Brave by Sarah Bareilles. And you know, it's things like that. You've got people, there's one going around at the moment where there's a guy that has got Down syndrome that's dancing to The Greatest Showman, which,
Oh, see, it's nice.
if you've not seen, Katie,
I've not. Send it to me.
it's one of my favourite videos on TikTok because it just shows.
What, you said mine's not?
You what, sorry?
I said, what, mine isn't? No, I'm joking.
One off, Katie, one off. But no, like you seem to be really getting into it as well with TikTok. You seem to really kind of, every video I see of yours, because a few have come up on my For You page, and every video that I see of you, yourself into it more. And is that because you've got the hang of it, better yourself with the kind of videos that you do, and trying to make each one as better than the one before that, or?
Yeah, do you know what? A lot of people, I see a lot of comments saying, why has mine not gone viral? Why haven't not many views? It is a case of the song you're doing, the sound. It's if the sound is viral. But that doesn't bother me. I do it, even if I got 30 views, I do it because I enjoy doing it. And I'm not going to lie, I find myself funny when I watch it back. I am one of these people that keeps watching my TikTok and having a little giggle on my own.
You do, you sit there, don't you, and you sort of, firstly you cringe, and then you absolutely cackle.
You know what, that's a good one. I'm like, that was a good one. And I'm really, no, it's getting there, it's getting views. But in lockdown, like you say, I think they had an extra 2 million people join TikTok for lockdown. So people's videos weren't going viral because there was too many.
Yeah.
And it was for kids. Now there's a guy on there, you've probably seen him, he's gone viral, he's called Grandad, and he's got up to like 500,000 people following him. And wow. He's 86. And it's not for kids, it's for everybody's welcome. And I love it.
And that's how it should be. And you know, that makes me, social media can be a very positive thing. It can be, you know, a really positive tool for marketing, for contact, for, you know, for positivity. And obviously, as you've said, you do get that hate, you do get that negativity.
Yeah.
And you know, and when you get it, I mean, an example of that's Caroline Flack, for example. Obviously, yes, her sort of stuff was to do with the courts and things like that, and it was them that was almost pushing a focal point. But social media didn't play, you know, saying various different things about, you know, rumours, accusations, etc., to bring people down. And it's really nice when you see things like 86-year-olds on TikToks. There's a guy on there that's in his 50s that's, you know, feeding his chickens, doing the sprinkler and all of that sort of jazz.
Yeah.
For dad dance moves, and they've gone viral because they're incredible and they are really, really funny. And it just shows that it is something for everyone, and that's how it should be.
100%. Do you know what though? I think, let's face it, social media, we think our kids is bad, but at the end of the day, when we were in lockdown, everyone's thanking the NHS. I'm not being funny. I think we should be thanking Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook because it kept everybody going, and also it kept the awareness of a lot of things. The charities, people were raising money through social media.
Yeah.
If we didn't have the NHS, I mean, how much did they raise? I mean, look at Sir Tom. I mean, amazing.
Yeah, Sir Tom. Yeah.
You know, through social media. So I think actually they deserved like a clap on a Thursday night, really. They haven't really had much. They're probably making millions, so they're all right. But it kept everybody going. I mean, me, definitely. I've posted more on TikTok, Facebook and Instagram in lockdown than I ever have.
And that is a really, really interesting view on that, because it's not a view that I've actually heard up until this point. And obviously, the NHS, you probably do agree with me, are, as Boris said, are the beating heart of this country at the moment. Because, if it wasn't for them, we would be in a situation a lot worse than it already is. Because it is bad. We're one of the highest countries, well, one of the countries with the highest coronavirus rate. And, so yes,
yeah, I think that's a bit weird.
You what, sorry?
I think it's all a bit weird. I don't think it's as high as they say it is.
What kind of... We'll touch on this slightly to say...
Yeah, so let's not actually, because that could be a real debate. Yeah, let's not go to the COVID.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We'll be here for 2 hours rather than 1. Or Christmas next.
I could talk for England, so I'd be quite happy to sit and chat to you until Christmas. We'll be fine.
We'll park that conversation on air, but we will definitely have that conversation at some point. Right, it is very nearly time for me to say goodbye to you, but I think I've got a couple more questions to go. And the first one is, obviously, Series 3 are now open for applications on the circle.
Yes.
Obviously, anyone could be anyone, as we've established, which was obviously the tagline. But what would your advice be to anyone looking or having started an application to go to Series 3?
Okay, my first advice, which is really important, is I know from the inside they look at your YouTube. Have a YouTube. Whether if you haven't got one now, set up a YouTube and put a video on there. They like to see what you're like on camera. So they'll log into your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube and see you on camera. That is, before they even read the application, they want to see you. So get a YouTube account.
And guys, as well, one of the things that you did say to me, Katie, and you can expand on this a little bit, is when we had the sort of pre-interview chat a couple of weeks ago, you said to me, everyone loves a host, and you said that all of that information that they want has to be conveyed in that 1-minute video that they ask for. So what's your could you just expand on that a little bit for me? So kind of what was your experience of that video kind of?
Yeah, so I mean, everyone knows that 60 seconds, you've got 60 seconds to show yourself and who you are. And it took me about 5 hours. I'm not going to lie, I didn't send the first video. But you've got to think what they're looking at. They're looking for someone outgoing, not shy, confident. So you've just got to show your confidence, you're not shy, and just your personality in 60 seconds. So you've got to get everything in there, but you can talk about anything. Why you want to be on the circle. You can say anything. They just want to see your personality.
No, that is really interesting because obviously I can imagine a lot of planning goes into even applying for the circle. Kind of like
thousands of people.
And a lot of kind of planning as well. I don't know what your experience was, but I could imagine that when you first sort of think, oh, I'm going to apply for that, there's kind of, whether you're going in as yourself or someone else, there's a lot of planning you need to do to make sure that you've got it spot on. I mean, would that be fair to say in your experience as well?
Yeah, do you know what? Because it's quite a long process, because you have a phone call, then a Skype call, then an audition, then another audition.
Yeah.
So you're constantly thinking, am I in? Aren't I in? It's like 6 months of my life. Am I? Aren't I? Am I? Your hopes are up, down, up, down. But catfish, if you're going as yourself, don't worry about doing anything. Nothing. You could just be you. But catfish, research your shit.
Yeah. No, I mean that's probably
yes.
And also, kind of obviously, because after I come off to you, we're going to be talking a little bit about how shows such as Love Island and other dating shows sort of impact on people's perception of image off the back of appearing on reality TV, namely kind of within themselves, so their own image and kind of how they see themselves, having seen these size 8s and 6-packs on TV. So what's your kind of opinions on how body image can actually affect someone's perception of image, really, when it comes to these reality TV shows?
Yeah, do you know what? I've always been a one for just take somebody who they are and what they are, and we should be proud of our bodies no matter what. But everyone in the magazines and on telly is a size 8. But if I'm honest, 5 years ago it was big, it was a bigger, but now people are quite loving their curves. Curves are trendy now.
Yeah, I guess you kind of got to, people have got to kind of bear that in mind. You know, not everyone. If there was a world where everyone was the same, it'd be dull. And you know,
Sure.
we've all got to kind of embrace that. It's kind of I share a similar view in the fact that actually we are who we are, and if people don't like
100%.
it, they know where the door outside of our lives are, basically. You know,
I think it's the kids. The kids are oh, we need to be a size A and blah blah blah. I mean, I'm lucky. I work hard at keeping slim. I don't, you know, I work hard and I drink ketones all the time.
yeah.
And if it wasn't for them, I would probably be fat. But people, you know, people aren't fat because they eat, and that is the perception they get because they eat too much. But actually, it's just who they are. And actually, women were meant to be curvy.
Yeah.
We're meant to have hips and a bum, but apparently bums are trendy now, so I think we're all right.
No, and that is really good. Very quickly, before I let you go, you've also just mentioned ketones. Do you want to do a quick promo about kind of what your next venture is with ketones?
Yeah, I'll do it really quickly. So basically, I'm a promoter for ketones, and all it is, it's a drink that you drink in the morning, and it puts your body into ketosis within an hour. Obviously, we do diets that get us into ketosis. It takes ages. But this is bioidentical ketones. So basically, as soon as you drink it, you're using your fat for fuel, which actually we were born in ketosis. But until we start chucking sugar and carbs, our body has to get rid of the glucose. So we're not using our fat for fuel, but we're meant to use our fat for fuel. But the brain focus, I can't even explain to you. I'd be here hours of how amazing it makes you feel. Natural, healthy. I mean, people are giving them to their kids now to get them to focus. But it's a new business, and yeah, and I'm loving it, and I'm working from home with the kids, so I can't ask for any more than that.
No, and that's really good that you found a job that's kind of stable, if you like, where actually after lockdown, when everyone goes back to work, you can actually work from home, and you can actually have that quality time with your children and not have to worry about kind of, obviously you had the salon and that was quite heavy going for you. And
that's it. And you know, I went to Marbella and I worked on the beach.
I did see that. Was it good? Did you enjoy Marbella and kind of the promotion of kind of actually
I went for the launch because it's a new product in the UK. I went for the launch. So if you know anyone that wants a job and wants to work from home, you have to put them forward to me. It is such a good earner.
Guys, if you heard, if you are looking for a job and you know you want to work from home, earn a bit of cash, have a chat to Katie. She's tagged in about 6 statuses today. So have a chat to Katie and she will be able to
honestly, because it's such a new product in the UK, it was a sellout in the UK in the first week. So everybody's loving it. So therefore, it's the best time to get on board. Amazing product. Expensive, I'm not going to lie.
But worth it, worth the expense.
100%, yeah, 100%.
Oh, well, that brings us to the end of this interview, Katie. Thank you so much again for.
No, thank you for having me.
And guys, I do apologise about all the technical issues to start with, and the slight.
My fault. That was me.
It's both of us. It was Facebook's fault. We'll blame it on Facebook because then neither of us have to take blame. But no, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know a lot of people have been excited to see your interview.
Thank you.
You've done people proud. Keep TikToking, keep ketoning, and keep yourself safe.
Thank you, Callum.
Right.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
And I'll
speak to
you soon.
I'll speak to you soon. See you soon.
Bye.
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 Hi, it was Katie Roe Carr from the Circle Series 2, talking about all things reality TV, social circle. But really hope you enjoyed that interview. We did touch a little bit about body image and appearance on, off the back of reality TV shows and how that makes people kind of alter their image, alter themselves. I mean, if any of you guys have got any appearances, please, any opinions, please do let me know, and I will share some of them later in the show. So still to come today, we have got my top 5 film and TV of the week. We're going to be taking some of your comments, and we are going to be going on about what is coming up next week. So I'm going to take a very quick 2-minute break just before Facebook kicks me off, because it is going to very, very soon. But I will be back live in 2. See you soon.